Someone who loves you deeply has an urgent message that cannot wait another day. They've been carrying a heavy secret that's been eating away at their soul. They feel their time may be running out and they cannot leave this world without telling you the truth. You've been feeling something strange in your relationship with this person, a distance you couldn't quite explain, moments when they seemed like a different person, times when their eyes held sadness they wouldn't share. These feelings want your imagination. This person needs you to know that a third party has been using them against you. They didn't realize it at first, but now they see everything clearly. The guilt of what happened has been crushing them. They want you to understand that every hurtful thing they did, every secret they shared, every argument that seemed to come from nowhere, none of it was really them. They were being controlled and manipulated. The fact that you're hearing this message right now is divine timing. This confession is their final act of love and protection for you. They need you to know the truth before it's too late. This person you love has been manipulated by a third party who has been working behind the scenes to destroy your bond. This wasn't a random occurrence or simple misunderstanding. It was calculated and planned. The third party carefully studied this person, identified their weaknesses, their fears, their insecurities, and then exploited every single one. It started so small that neither of you noticed. A friendly conversation here, some helpful advice there, support during a difficult time, but slowly, gradually this third party gained more and more control over your loved one's thoughts and actions. This person didn't realize they were being turned into a weapon aimed at you. They didn't understand that every piece of information they shared with the third party was being used to hurt you. They thought they were talking to a friend, a confidant, someone who cared, but the third party's real target was always you, not them. Through your loved one, this manipulator learned your weaknesses, your fears, your plans, your dreams. They use this person as a direct pipeline into your life. Now your loved one has finally woken up and sees the truth. They realize they were a puppet and the strings were being pulled by someone with dark intentions. This confession comes from genuine love and desperate need to warn you that the danger is still present and still active. Now you need to understand how to recognize what was really happening during this manipulation. Think back to when you first noticed changes in this person. Their personality shifted in ways that didn't make sense. They started saying things that didn't sound like them. You probably dismissed these signs, thinking you were imagining things or being too sensitive, but you weren't wrong. This person began sharing your private information with others without realizing how harmful it was. Conversations you thought were just between the two of you somehow became known to the third party. You noticed this person creating distance from you while the third party seemed to grow closer to both of you. Arguments started appearing out of nowhere, conflicts over things that never mattered before. Looking back now, you can see these fights were planted by suggestions the third party whispered in your loved one's ear. This person acted completely out of character, saying hurtful things they later couldn't even explain or remember clearly. The third party used triangulation tactics, always positioning themselves between you and your loved one, controlling the flow of information and creating misunderstandings. Your loved one defended the third party even when their behavior was obviously harmful or wrong. Plans you shared with your loved one would mysteriously appear in the third party's life shortly after. Your loved one seemed confused or foggy after spending time with the third party, as if their mind had been clouded. Gaslighting occurred constantly. Your loved one denied conversations you clearly remembered, made you question your own memory and perception. You might have noticed financial or emotional resources being drained from your loved one, always somehow benefiting the third party. If you have pets or children, they may have reacted differently to your loved one during this time, sensing the negative energy attached to them. Physical signs appeared too: exhaustion, health issues unexplained, anxiety. In this person, the moment of awakening came when something finally broke through the fog and your loved one saw the manipulation for what it really was. The third party didn't stumble into your lives by accident. They studied you from a distance, watching and planning their approach carefully. They identified your closest, most important relationships and analyzed each one to find the most vulnerable person to target. They chose this specific person because of how much you love them and trust them. The third party's goal was never really about the person they manipulated. It was always about getting to you by controlling someone you loved deeply. They created a direct pipeline into every aspect of your life. They wanted access to your energy, your resources, your opportunities, your blessings, but more than that, they fed on the emotional pain created by damaging this precious relationship. They enjoyed watching you suffer as someone you loved seemed to turn against you. Using your loved one as a shield was brilliant strategy for them. It allowed them to harm you repeatedly while maintaining an innocent appearance. No one could trace the attacks back to them because they never did anything directly. The third party's jealousy of what you have drove everything. They looked at your relationships, your gifts, your spiritual blessings, and they wanted to destroy all of it. They couldn't attack you directly because your spiritual protection was too strong. Your angels were guarding you, your intuition was sharp, your boundaries were solid, so they found a backdoor through the one person you trusted completely and would never suspect. The manipulated person was chosen specifically because of your love for them. The third party knew you would give this person access to your life, your heart, your secrets. Every argument between you wasn't random, it was orchestrated. Every misunderstanding was carefully crafted. Every moment of distance was planned. The third party's ultimate goal was to completely destroy your most precious connection. With that bond broken, you would become vulnerable, isolated, and easy to attack directly. This person's confession reveals the entire blueprint of what was done to both of you. Archangel Michael has been watching over both you and this manipulated person throughout this entire ordeal. The awakening your loved one experienced wasn't random, it was divinely guided. This confession happening right now is part of divine intervention designed to save this relationship and protect you both from further harm. Begin healing by saying this prayer together. Archangel Michael, we call upon your protection and healing light. Cut away all negative cords between us and the third party who tried to destroy our bond. Surround us both with your blue light of truth and strength. Heal what was damaged and restore what was taken. Thank you for revealing the truth and protecting our love. Visualize golden healing light flowing down from above, surrounding both you and your loved one, merging your energies together in love and trust while pushing out all darkness planted by the third party. Your loved one needs an energy cleansing to remove all residual influence. Have them take a salt bath, adding sea salt to warm water while saying, I release all negative attachments and influences. I reclaim my own mind, heart, and will. The water absorbs and washes away the third party's energetic hold. Create a protection ritual you do together each morning. Light a white or blue candle, hold hands, and state your intention that your relationship is protected by divine light and no outside force can penetrate it. Sound healing works powerfully to break remaining attachments. Ring a bell or chime 3 times while both of you visualize the sound waves shattering any invisible chains, still connecting your loved one to the third party. Practice blue light meditation together. Sit facing each other, close your eyes, and imagine breathing in bright blue protective light. See this light filling both your bodies, then expanding to create a bubble of protection around you both. Forgiveness work is essential for both people. You need to forgive your loved one for actions taken while under manipulation. They were a victim too, not your enemy. Your loved one needs to practice self-forgiveness, releasing the guilt and shame of what happened. They didn't know what was happening to them. Watch for signs the third party is attempting to regain control. Sudden urges your loved one feels to contact them. Dreams featuring the third party or unexpected encounters. If these happen, immediately repeat your protection practices. You'll know the healing is working when you both feel lighter, when trust naturally begins rebuilding, when the confusion clears and you both see situations with clarity you didn't have before. Both of you have been deeply hurt by what the third party orchestrated. Acknowledge this pain openly without hiding or minimizing it. This confession is just the first step toward authentic reconnect, but it's the most important step. Create safe spaces for completely honest conversation where neither person faces judgment. Your loved one needs to fully explain what they experienced, how the manipulation felt when they first noticed something was wrong, how they finally broke free. Listen without Interrupting without anger with compassion for what they endured, then share your own experience. Tell them how their changed behavior affected you, how the distance felt, how much the hurtful moments wounded you, but frame everything with understanding that the real enemy was the third party, not each other. You were both victims of the same attack. Set new boundaries together. As a united team, decide together what level of contact, if any, either of you will have with the third party going forward. Develop secret signals or code words you can use to check in with each other if you ever sense manipulation happening again. Something simple like "I need blue light" could mean I'm feeling influenced and need your help. Spend intentional quality time rebuilding trust slowly and gently. Don't rush this process. Trust that was broken takes time to fully restore. Share the specific painful moments that happened during the manipulation period. Talk through them together, understanding now what was really happening. This processing helps release the trapped emotional pain. Celebrate small victories as your connection strengthens. The first real laugh you share, the first moment you feel completely comfortable again, the first time you share something vulnerable. Acknowledge these wins. Create new positive memories deliberately to replace the painful ones planted during the manipulation. Go places you've never been together. Try activities that are new for both of you. Build fresh experiences untainted by the past. Understand that healing isn't linear. Some days will feel amazing, like you're completely recovered. Other days old wounds might ache. This is normal and doesn't mean you're failing. Practice patience with each other's triggers and sensitivities. Certain topics, places, or situations might unexpectedly bring up difficult emotions. Handle these moments with gentleness. The relationship that emerges from surviving this will be stronger than what you had before. You've both been tested by fire, and what remains is real, authentic, and unbreakable. Archangel Michael offers clear guidance about handling the third party moving forward. Direct confrontation may not be the safest or wisest choice right now. This person is highly skilled at playing the victim and turning accusations around. They could make you both look like the aggressors if you confront them publicly. The most powerful move is creating distance together as a completely united front. Both you and your loved one should reduce or eliminate contact with the third party at the same time. This sends a clear message without providing ammunition for retaliation. The third party will likely try to regain access through other people you both know. They might send messages through mutual friends, create situations where contact seems unavoidable, or spread stories designed to force interaction. Stay strong together. You can warn trusted family and friends without creating drama. Simply say, "We've realized this person wasn't healthy for us and we're choosing to step back." Set firm boundaries about the third party's involvement in both your lives. Don't accept invitations to events where they'll be present. Don't respond to messages or calls. Use the mirror technique that Archangel Michael teaches. Visualize a spiritual mirror between you and the third party, reflecting any negative energy back to its source while protecting you from receiving it. If the third party attempts direct contact, keep any necessary responses extremely brief, neutral, and non-engaging. Don't explain yourselves or justify your distance. Silence and boundaries speak louder than arguments. The third party may escalate their attempts as they realize control is slipping away. They might create emergencies, spread rumors, or try to provoke emotional reactions. Document any harassment or concerning behavior without engaging with it directly. This creates a record if intervention becomes necessary. Trust that the spiritual law of return is already at work. What they sent out is coming back to them naturally. Your job isn't revenge, it's protection and healing. Focus your combined energy on rebuilding your bond, not on punishing the manipulator. This confession was an act of profound love and courage from the person who came forward. Not everyone has the strength to admit they were manipulated or to reveal painful truths that might cost them your love. The fact that they chose honesty over comfort shows the depth of their love for you. Both of you now possess awareness that most people never develop. You can both see manipulation tactics that others completely miss. Your spiritual discernment has dramatically increased through this painful Experience the lessons learned about vulnerabilities, boundaries, and authentic versus false friendship will protect you both for the rest of your lives. Together, you're now equipped to help others recognize similar patterns in their own relationships. This experience revealed the true depth of love between you and this person. Anyone can stay together when times are easy, but choosing to fight for each other, to forgive, to rebuild after betrayal, that's rare and precious. The relationship emerging now is more authentic than what existed before. All masks are gone. Both of you see each other's true hearts, including the flaws and fears. What the third party meant for destruction actually eliminated all the superficial elements of your connection. What remains is the genuine core, tested, proven, and true. Both of you have grown spiritually in ways that wouldn't have happened without this challenge. New spiritual gifts have awakened the ability to sense inauthentic people before they get close. Increased intuition about others' true intentions, stronger connection to divine guidance. This painful chapter in your lives becomes a powerful testimony. The wisdom you've both gained will guide and protect you through everything life brings. There's even room for gratitude, not for the pain itself, but for the awakening it created. If you recognize yourself and your situation in this message, you must act immediately. Reach out to the person who may have been manipulated. Create space for them to confess without fear of your anger or judgment. Begin the protection practices for both of you today, not tomorrow. Don't waste precious time dwelling in anger toward the third party. Channel all your energy into healing and reconnecting with the person you love. The divine timing of this message reaching you is absolutely perfect. Nothing is coincidence. Show your appreciation for this guidance by giving super thanks. Up to 20. Your willingness to forgive, understand, and rebuild changes everything. Together, united and aware, you and your loved one are infinitely stronger than any third party could ever be. This confession just saved your most important relationship.